Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. I am Jen Sugarmeyer, your host of Mindset in the Morning, where we go live 5 days a week at 6 a.m. Central Standard Time. But this is YouTube, so you can watch it when you will. And it is so important for us to develop habits in the morning or develop habits throughout our day that will help you just hold on, hold on, hold on. Did you hear that? I heard myself on repeat. Hello, thank you. It is so important for us to develop habits because that is how we start to get into routine. That is how we get into process. That is how we get into flow with our lives. I see myself dancing on this screen. Oh my gosh, that was so crazy. Why does that not happen other days? But it did today. All of a sudden, I just popped up and started talking. Anyway, technology is what it is. I can't always figure it out, but habits are so incredibly important. And that's what our brain understands. Our brain starts to develop these pathways of what it knows. And it takes 21 days to form a habit. And so it is so important that when we try something that we continue to do it if that's something that we want in our lives. Like if you want to start working out, yeah, it's great. You can go once, but how about you go 3 times a week? Make that your thing. And then all of a sudden that starts to become a habit of just what you do. You can make a habit of eating healthy. You can make a habit of how you treat people. You can make a habit of how you show up in the world. You can make habits around everything. And it's so important for us to be habit forming because that helps us not reinvent the wheel every single day. And we all want a level of routine. There have been studies that show that children want structure. We all want structure in our life, and habits are going to help us get there. And that's why we talk about mindset in the morning, because we want to start to develop the habits within our minds so that as we go through life and as things are happening, as we are bobbing and weaving through life, that we are equipped and we are able to bob and weave with it. We're like, I got this. My brain already knows how to respond because it has the pathways that have already formed. I am developing healthy habits on how to treat myself and how to treat others and how to show up in the world. So it helps us be prepared for life. And all the magic happens in our minds. It's where the success is, it's where the happiness is, it's where the peace is. But we got to have the habits to support that lifestyle. Absolutely, 100%. So this week, we've been talking a little bit about people and why people matter. Yesterday, we talked about how some people suck and how we deal with them. And today, I wanted to talk about bullies and the mean girls and the jerks and the people that just outright to you are rude. We're going to talk about them. So if you have not already, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, because we want this to be more than just a message that you and I get to hear, but a message that other people get to hear as well, that transform their lives. And who knows, there is somebody out there that needs to hear this very message today. Somebody that's dealing with a bully or the mean girls or the rude people or somebody in their life that is not being kind to them, and they need to hear this message. And by you hitting that like button and that subscribe button, that's going to help them today. So we want to do our part to help the community, and that will help the community. So that being said, let's rock and roll with some of these mean girls. Have you ever, or bullies or whatever, have you ever dealt with them in your own life? And they're irritating. They are so irritating. And it's like they just keep coming after you and coming after you. I dealt with one of these earlier this year, and it's like a fly in your face, and it just get out of here. And they just keep coming. And the truth is, as much mindset work as we can do, when somebody is telling you mean things about yourself, doesn't mean that they're true, but if they're just saying mean things about you, or if they're trying to maliciously hurt you, it sucks. It sucks. It doesn't feel good. And as much as you want to just ignore it, it's still there. And yes, we do mindset work so that we can get through life with ease, but there are some of those things that really irritate us, and it takes us a little bit more to get to a state of peace. I know, because I was dealing with one of these this year, and I thought, will you just go away? Like, leave me alone. And it's tough. It's tough. It's not easy. Life isn't easy already. There's always a million things that are going on, and you're like, I'm just trying to survive. And then you get these people that come along and they're looking right at you and they're throwing stones at you. And you're like, just go away, as if I don't have enough stuff going on. Please do your thing. So we're going to talk about those people today, because whether you've dealt with someone or someone you know is dealing with someone or dealt with someone, the problem is real. So, how do we, when we know that people matter, and we talked yesterday about how all lives matter, and even the ones, the people that suck, that they matter too, and how do we deal with them? And we look at them like they're our brothers, and they were made in the image of our higher power, and that's how we can love and be kind to everybody. And kindness kills everything. Kindness, like when you're really nice to somebody, it's hard for, that's how you help break them down. If you're angry at somebody, then you combat. But if you're really kind to somebody, that's going to help soften them. But what about the people? Maybe they don't just suck, but they're coming after you. Those people, it's like, go away. So how do we deal with those people? Well, they exist. They always exist. And it's a reflection on them. I want you to hear that. When people are being mean to you or to other people, it's a reflection of them. It's their character. It's things they're holding on to. A lot of people in their lives want the attention off of them, or the pain off of them, and they want it on other people. So when people are being mean to other people, there is something that either they're hurting or they're creating a distraction. I think a lot of us have made distractions in our lives. I've certainly made them. Hey, look at this person who's really successful, but don't I don't want you to see this person that's hurting and dying before your eyes and hates herself and is really depressed. I don't want you to see this. I want you to see this person that I'm going to smile on Facebook and put it right there. And we create these distractions because we don't want people to see the pain. We don't want people to know the hurt. So that distraction may come in many forms. You being an overachiever, and I'm not saying that being an overachiever is a sign of you covering things up, but I will say for me, I'm a high achiever in general. I mean, that's never going to go away. But I think absolutely that was something I could lean on and show people while all of this stuff was going on in the background. This was easy for me to put to the forefront, all of my accomplishments. And I didn't just do it to cover up all of this. I think that just sort of was part of the process. I felt this was so out of control, but my successes and my accomplishments were things that I could control. And oh, by the way, in the meantime, I could show you them and ignore these things or hide these things. And so a lot of times we're doing like this magician act, like look over here and this goes away. And people are doing that too. And maybe they don't have the accomplishments or something that they have as a distraction to take the focus off of them. They have to point fingers and put it on somebody else. That is their distraction. It's literally the same type of distraction. It just comes in a different form. And so it has nothing to do with you and everything with this other person. Now, you may have done something. Let's assume that you truly did something. And these people just want to keep reminding you and keep reminding you, keep reminding you. It's still on them. Because there are ways that people that have done the work in their life, there is ways that they handle situations. There is a difference between a good leader and a bad leader. There is a difference between a boss and a leader. There's just differences in the way people manage their lives. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's your boss at work, but there's a different way that people manage their lives. And if you look at people like Mother Teresa, if you look at people like Jesus or Muhammad or any of the people that we look at and we say, wow, they symbolize peace and love. What did they not do? Go around throwing stones at people, pointing at people. Now, that's not to say that they may not have sat down and had a conversation and say, hey, look, man, I care about you. You gotta work through this. Or they may, whatever. They may have given some level of guidance or opinion or something to try to help this person. But they're not out there making a mockery of this person. Look at all the people in the Bible that put themselves around Jesus. I mean, he had like prostitutes and murderers and like some of the worst sins. And he wasn't like, let's put you on this pedestal and throw stones at you. No, he loved on these people. That's what somebody that is full of peace and love does, is that they have kindness and compassion. They pray for the other person. They may try to help the other person, but they aren't ridiculing. So the people that are ridiculing, these mean girls, these jerks, these a-holes, these whatever, there's something within them that they can't get over. They have control issues. There's something that they've been triggered. This person that I dealt with earlier this year, I know she has a mother that has borderline personality disorder. And to be honest, I think she does too. And there was one discussion that we had, and she went from being a really good friend to like, I hate you. I'm going to dislike all your stuff. And it was really aggressive. And she slandered me. And I was like, what just happened? Like, I hope you communicate better in your marriage than you do with other people. You wonder why you don't have personal friends. Like, it's because this personality is really on one side of the coin or the other. But I had to realize at some point, because she was saying all these really nasty things to me, and that hurts. It hurts. But there's something going on with her. It is not a reflection of me. It is not a reflection of you when somebody else is coming after you. That's something on them that they need to change. That is not peace and love. That is not Mother Teresa. That is not Jesus. That is not Muhammad. That is not Martin Luther King. That's not how they would have handled things. These people that are full of peace and love, Mahatma Gandhi, there's tons of them. That's never been their behavior. They face the world in a different way. So when you have somebody that is coming after you, realize that it's on that person, and that person is going through something. They are so angry within themselves, they don't know how to express it, or they're trying to create a distraction. But hurt people, ready, hurt people. Hurt people, hurt people. Jesus wasn't going around like you. He wasn't hurt. He was whole. Mother Teresa wasn't like, she was whole. And these people, it doesn't mean that they don't have their days. Shoot, I had a day yesterday. Yesterday was just kind of not, it was just one of those days that I needed to process and go through. But you know what? I wasn't out there tearing other people down. Because when you do the work within yourself and you start to understand your mind and you get your life right, your mind right, you aren't worried about all these other people. You stay in your lane, you do your thing. And when things come up, like yesterday, there was some stuff that came up and I was just having a bit of a heavy day. I didn't then look at other people and say, well, you, because that was going to make me feel better. No, That's not what makes me feel good, is by tearing other people down. I don't know, maybe once upon a time. I don't think so. I don't think that's really ever been in my character, but let's just assume it was. But that's not me. So when you deal with these people, remember that you are looking at somebody that has pain inside of them. They are hurting. And it doesn't mean that it sucks any less to go through this. It doesn't mean that it hurts any less, but it helps you understand. And when you know where people are coming from, sometimes it softens the blow a bit. So what do? Become bigger than what they're saying. It's like a scratch. They've scratched you. What would you call into work if you had a scratch? Like, sorry, can't work today. I got a scratch. So just take it as a scratch, or don't take it as any scratch. Be bigger than it. Well, you want to come after me with this tiny little thing? Okay, I've got more. I've got bigger things. And it may take some time. With this woman that was coming after me, I was like, every single day, I was like, will she stop? Stop. And I needed to elevate myself. I needed to make myself bigger than that situation. And it took time. So be bigger than the situation. Do what you can. Focus on the things that you can in the situation. You can't always control everything, but focus on what you can. And if this person is somebody that is constantly in your life, have that discussion with the person or remove the person. But focus on the things that you can focus on. You cannot change their behavior. You may be able to influence it, but you're not the one that's causing them. You're not the one that's actually making them do that behavior. So focus only on the things, and maybe that is a discussion. Maybe that's saying, hey, look, I can't be around you now because there's some things that are going on and I just can't have this around me. I like to tell myself it's not no, it's just not now. There are people in my life that I've said, okay, we need to part ways. So it's not no, I just can't have you in here now because we're at two different points. And if we align again, if our paths cross and we're at a different point, great. I'll welcome you into my life. But how you are now, with this anger, with this aggression, with this stress, with this anxiety, all that, I can't have you in my life because it weighs me down. So I don't know who this person is or these people are. But you can only focus on what you control. You can only control what you control. So focus on that. Not you can only focus on those things. You can only control what you can control. So focus on those things. What can you say? What can you do? But remember, if you are going to have a conversation with these people or this person, kill them with kindness. If you are angry, that's going to help add to the fuel. And you know what? That is one of the toughest things to do because we want to fight back. We want to fight back. Somebody's punching you in the face and punching you in the face. What do you want to do? You want to punch him back. But you got to form that habit of saying, hold on. I'm just going to take a step back. Because if you're punching me in the face, that means that I'm an arm's distance. Maybe I just need to take a step back. And I know as a boxer, you can bob and weave and pivot just by moving one foot. You can get out of the way with just one foot. Maybe that's what you need to do. But that's a habit, going back to habits where we started, that you need to form. So I don't know what's going on in your life, what mean people, what a-holes, what jerks, what people are just coming after you and they're being mean and rude and all the things. Just remember that they are going through something, that it is not a reflection on you, but on them. And you can only control the things that you can control. Maybe that's having a conversation with them, a calm conversation. Maybe that's putting some distance in between you two, but only focus on the things that you can control. Become bigger than that situation. And always remember to be kind. So if you're dealing with one of those people today, remember, hurt people hurt people. That person is hurting inside. Maybe they need a prayer. Maybe they need an extra little bit of your quiet time this morning to send them good energy so that they can get through that. Because ultimately, when people are whole, they're able to make a massive, beautiful impact on this world in a way that they're not able to when they're hurting. So let's impact this world for the good and put good vibes out there for the people that are hurting. I'm Jen Sugarmeyer. I am your host of Mindset in the Morning. We are here live 5 days a week, talking all things mindset and normalizing what is mindset in your daily life. So I hope this has touched you. Please hit that like, please hit that subscribe. And if you are dealing with someone that is mean, please, or if it's not you and it's someone else that you know, go back and listen to this again or share this message with them, and then go out into the world and start to put it into application. I'll see you back here on Monday. Make sure you do some self-care this weekend. Self-care Saturday, self-care Sunday, self-care weekend, whatever it means for you. All right. I'll see you back here Monday. Cheers.